Ever wondered how the ancient civilization of Egypt savored their meals? Ever tried Egyptian cuisine, specifically stuffed pigeon? If not, you're in for a treat. Egyptian cuisine is a symphony of flavors, a mosaic of cultures, and a testament to the country's rich history. It's a vibrant blend of Mediterranean influences, with a unique Middle Eastern twist. Each dish tells a story, each ingredient, a verse in a poem of taste. Among these culinary masterpieces is a dish that has been served for centuries: stuffed pigeon. Imagine this: pigeons, reared in traditional mud brick lofts along the Nile, stuffed with onions, spices, and a grain called freekeh, a green cracked wheat with a delightfully nutty flavor. Or, for variation, they might be filled with rice or bulgur wheat, a special occasion dish for Egyptians, yet a regular on restaurant menus. Intrigued? Join me as we delve into the steps to create this unique and flavorful dish. Hammam mashi, a gem of Egyptian cuisine, is a dish of stuffed pigeon. As we delve into the heart of Egyptian culture, we come across this unique and tantalizing delicacy that has been savored for centuries. Imagine the banks of the Nile studded with mud brick lofts. These lofts are not merely architectural marvels, but they are home to the main ingredient of our dish today: the pigeons. Yes, you heard it right. The pigeons are the stars of our hammam mashi. Now you might be wondering, what's so special about these pigeons? Well, it's not just about the bird itself, it's about what goes inside it. These pigeons are meticulously stuffed with onions and a myriad of spices. The stuffing is then enriched with a grain named freekeh. This green cracked wheat, with its distinct nutty flavor, makes the stuffing deliciously irresistible. Sometimes rice or bulgur wheat is used as an alternative to freekeh, adding their own unique twist to the dish. Hammam mashi isn't just a dish, it's a celebration. In Egyptian culture, it's reserved for special occasions, as a symbol of festivity and joy. It's a dish that brings families together, a dish that encapsulates the warmth of Egyptian hospitality. But fret not. Even if you're not in Egypt or it's not a special occasion, you can still relish this dish. Many restaurants, understanding the universal appeal of stuffed pigeon, feature it on their menus. So you can experience the joy of this stuffed pigeon delicacy whenever your heart desires. As we immerse ourselves in the world of hammam mashi, we learn that it's a dish that's more than just a combination of ingredients. It's a testament to the rich culinary tradition of Egypt, a tradition that values flavor, creativity, and above all, a sense of community. Now, let's uncover the process behind preparing this delightful dish. Before we dive into the cooking process, we need to gather our ingredients. First and foremost, we need pigeons, the star of our stuffed pigeon. The fresher, the better. Next up, we need onions. When sautéed, they'll add a sweet, caramelized undertone to our dish. Now let's talk about spices. We'll need a blend of traditional Egyptian spices to really bring that authentic taste to life. Moving on to the grains, we have a couple of options here. Freekeh is a popular choice, a green cracked wheat with a distinct nutty flavor. Alternatively, you could use rice or bulgur wheat. Each brings its own unique texture and flavor to the dish. Remember, the beauty of stuffed pigeon lies in its simplicity. It's about letting these humble ingredients shine through, each playing its part in creating a symphony of flavors. With these ingredients ready, we are set to commence our cooking adventure. The first step in preparing hammam mashi is to prepare the pigeons. Diving into the process, our first task is to clean the pigeons thoroughly. We want to ensure that there's no residual grit or feathers. This step is important because it directly affects the final taste of our dish. So we make sure our birds are as clean as a whistle before we proceed. Once the cleaning is done, we move on to the next step, which is seasoning. The pigeons are seasoned with a blend of traditional Egyptian spices. We start with a generous sprinkling of salt, followed by black pepper. Then we add a dash of cumin and coriander for an aromatic touch. A hint of cinnamon is also added to give the dish a warm, sweet undertone. Remember, the secret to a flavorful bird lies in the seasoning. So we rub these spices into the skin and inside the cavity of each pigeon, making sure every nook and cranny is well seasoned. We want these flavors to permeate the meat and give it a rich, savory taste. After the seasoning, we let the pigeons rest for a while. This allows the spices to penetrate deeper into the meat, ensuring that every bite is packed with flavor. This waiting period is a crucial part of the process. It's not just about throwing ingredients together, it's about allowing the ingredients to mingle and enhance each other. Once the pigeons have rested, we rinse them one more time under cold water. This step is done to wash off any excess spices that could potentially overpower the stuffing. We then pat the birds dry with a clean kitchen towel and set them aside, ready for the next stage. With our pigeons prepped, we can move on to the stuffing. And there you have it. That's how we prepare our pigeons for hammam mashi. It's a labor of love that requires patience and attention to detail. But believe me, the end result is well worth the effort. So stick around as we delve into the art of crafting the perfect stuffing in the next scene. The stuffing is a crucial part of stuffed pigeon, adding a burst of flavors to the dish. Let's dive right into the process of crafting the stuffing. The heart of this stuffing lies in the combination of onions and spices, with a choice of freekeh, rice, or bulgur wheat as the grain component. First, we start with the onions. Dice them into small pieces, ensuring they're finely chopped to allow them to blend seamlessly into the stuffing. Heat a pan and add a splash of olive oil. Once the oil is hot, add your finely chopped onions and let them sauté until they become translucent and aromatic. This is the stage when the onions have released their sweetness, providing a perfect base for our stuffing. Next comes the spice infusion. The spices we use are what give this stuffing its characteristic kick. We'll be using a combination of ground coriander, cumin, and a touch of cinnamon. The coriander gives an earthy flavor, the cumin provides warmth, and the cinnamon adds a hint of sweetness. Add these spices to the sautéed onions, stir them in, and let the mixture cook for a couple more minutes to allow the spices to meld with the onions. Now, the grain component. The traditional choice is freekeh, a green cracked wheat with a distinct nutty flavor. Alternatively, you could use rice or bulgur wheat. Whichever grain you choose, rinse it thoroughly and add it to your pan. Stir it in and let it cook for a few minutes until the grains absorb the flavors of the onion and spice mixture. Finally, add some water or broth to the pan, stir, cover, and let it simmer until the grains are cooked. The resulting stuffing is a medley of flavors, with the sweetness of the onions, the warmth of the spices, and the nuttiness of the freekeh, or the soft texture of the rice or bulgur wheat, all coming together to create a stuffing that's as flavorful as it is satisfying. Our stuffing is now ready to be packed into our prepped pigeons. Now comes the exciting part, stuffing and cooking our pigeons. We begin by gently opening the cavity of each pigeon, taking care not to tear the skin. With a small spoon, we'll delicately fill each bird with our aromatic mixture of onions, spices, and either freekeh, rice, or bulgur wheat. Ensure each pigeon is amply filled, but not overstuffed, as the grains will expand during cooking. Next, we'll secure the opening with a toothpick or small skewer to hold in the stuffing. Then each pigeon is lightly coated in oil, which aids in the browning process and enhances the flavor of the bird. Now it's time to cook our delicacies in a preheated oven. We'll place them on a baking sheet and roast until the skin is gorgeously bronzed and the aroma fills the room. The grains inside will become perfectly cooked, absorbing the juices and flavors of the pigeon. With our pigeons cooked to perfection, our stuffed pigeon is ready to be served. So there we have it, the traditional Egyptian dish, stuffed pigeon, prepared right in our kitchen. This culinary gem, served for centuries in Egypt, is a testament to the rich and vibrant food culture of the region. The mud brick lofts along the Nile housing these pigeons add to the unique narrative of this dish. The stuffing, a savory mix of onions, spices, and the nutty flavored grain, freekeh, or alternatively rice or bulgur wheat, adds a delightful depth to the dish. The preparation process, from the careful selection of the pigeons to the artful stuffing, is as much a part of the experience as the final delicious result. The stuffed pigeon, traditionally a dish for special occasions, now graces regular restaurant menus, making it accessible for all to enjoy. Next time you're in the mood for an Egyptian culinary adventure, remember, stuffed pigeon is just a cooking session away.